Hi, welcome to the Jeff and Jerry Show. My name is Jeff. I'm the borough manager of Mount Pleasant. And today, we're talking about tattoos. Now, through the years, tattoos have been really a symbol of individualism. People would get tattoos based on maybe their careers or maybe their family or the service that they were in. And it's becoming more popular over the period of years. So we're all about tattoos today, and we're going to be at Devyn. Devyn, what's the name of your tattoo shop?
I just go under my artist name, which is Deviantly Devyn.
Deviantly Devyn. Isn't that an interesting name? We'll get into that later. And today, we have a gentleman who decided to, for the good of the cause of the show, he's getting a tattoo. You see how he reacted to that? He is all excited. Now, Dave, you had talked about a tattoo before we did the show.
Yes, sure. I am a willing participant in this episode.
And what kind of tattoo are you getting?
Devyn is going to be tattooing on me a Spider-Man 2099 logo.
Very specific.
Very specific, yeah. So as a kid, and for the past 35 years or something like that, I've been a huge Spider-Man 2099 fan. So this is something that I've been interested in and considered getting in the past. And when you 20 minutes ago, as we walked into the room, challenged me to get a tattoo, I
brought it up, that's right. For the show. All for the show.
All for the show.
So let's get back to Devyn. So Devyn, the first thing you're doing is finding the location that David wanted. He picked the ankle. Is that any difficulty in doing it there versus anywhere else?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously there's going to be different parts of the body that are more difficult than others, mainly depending on the stretch of the skin or the elasticity.
I would say the ankle has very little elasticity, right?
Well, it's already quite stretched out, so that kind of relieves a little work for me versus somewhere like like the belly area or something where you have a lot more give in the skin, so you got to work a little harder for it.
So the first thing that you're doing is you're just outlining from the picture you see?
Yep, I'm just sitting here drawing from the picture that I found on Google.
And David, the client, approved that picture, and so that's how you do it, right?
Yep, it's on camera. You approved.
So, Devyn, why did you get into the tattoo business? Or you're an actually tattoo artist. Is that like you to be referred to that? How did you get into it?
I personally got into it when I was teaching acrylic painting party classes at Painting with a Twist. And there was another artist there that did tattoos, and I kind of just asked her to teach me, and she taught me. and that was it. The story is made. Now, I've been an artist all my life, though, so that it's not a far leap for me to get into tattooing. I have my bachelor's in art education. I taught high school art for 4 years. I taught acrylic painting for 2 years. I've been a portrait artist for 20 years, so... Yeah. It's not far off my realm.
I would think financially doing tattoos is probably better than some of the other stuff artists go through.
Absolutely. I mean, they don't call them starving artists for no reason, you know?
And if you look around the shop right now, you could see a ton of art. This is your work that's up here.
Yeah, all me, except for the Van Gogh.
Except for, that wasn't you?
No,
that's what I thought.
Yeah. That's why he picked you. That's why he said, have you done it?
No, but you could definitely see you're a very talented artist, so I'm looking forward to have you do this tattoo for me.
You want me to sign it?
There you go.
Now, I had mentioned earlier in the show, people get tattoos for various reasons. What's some of the crazy reasons you've heard?
I mean, honestly, people think that I have all these crazy stories of tattoos, but really it's just people coming in and sitting quietly while I draw flowers on them. I honestly don't have a lot of crazy stories.
This right now could be one of your crazy
possibly
stories.
The craziest story.
Well, there we go. We made history with Devyn there. No, I just thought maybe there would be a story. You know, you always hear people turn a certain age and they decide to get a tattoo, and their parents don't want them to get a tattoo, but they get one anyhow. Something like that. That you don't run across that.
No, I'm very particular. I don't tattoo people under 18, and if I ever have, it was someone that I personally knew, and I made sure that their parents signed for them, came, approved for everything. So I'm very careful about that. We're not tattooing kids here.
Okay.
And I honestly haven't had any kids try. They know.
Well, I think the setting helps. I know she's in the Borough building on the second floor, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But it's not like you're in an alley somewhere and you're doing it, you know.
I've worked in tattoo shops. I did my apprenticeship in a tattoo shop in Latrobe for over a year, and there was probably a couple more crazier stories there, but I'm quite tame for a tattoo artist, I guess you could say. I'm a single mom. I'm rushing home to make dinner for the kids.
Okay.
You know, they can all go to the party. I'll stay home.
Okay. Now, have you ever had somebody get a tattoo and say, "Boy, thanks, this is nice, pay you," and then come back a couple of days later and say, "I don't like it anymore,"
No, not necessarily.
or "My husband doesn't want me to have this"?
No, I don't think that's ever happened.
Okay.
I mean, early on in my apprenticeship, there's a huge learning curve to tattooing versus paper. Like I said, I've been on paper and canvas for 20 years. So to go on to skin, it was like learning to draw all over again. So of course, in the beginning, there were, mishaps where perhaps I didn't get the ink in deep enough, or I got the ink in too deep, and things we had to fix that. But like I said, it's just a huge learning curve.
But lately, you've been all right?
That was years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, David, has it hurt yet?
No, it's all been very tame so far.
Okay. So right now, the marker has not hurt him at all. So, so yeah. So we're doing fine so far.
So how many tattoos do you have, Jeff?
I have 0.
Yeah.
Yes, and I plan on trying to hold that record for the rest of my life. I am not a tattoo person. Although, my son-in-law has both sleeves, I guess. Is that what that's called? Where it's the whole arm? Yeah, so he really loves his tattoos. And my daughter, she has a little one on her neck. I think it's her birthday. And then she has one on her forearm. So, but the one on her forearm is real light, real thin. You really can't see it unless you are looking for it.
Well, that's definitely something that has, over time, lately become, more trendy or accepted. Like at one point, you said that people would often do it because they were in the military, or they were, bikers or something like that, and that is completely out the window now. So it's, everybody has one except for you. So next time, you.
Well, this may be the last show that we do on tattoos, because I'm not sure we could do a better show than Devyn's doing. So.
Well, it's funny because there were things that I have considered getting tattoos of over the course of my life. I lost my father 12 years ago, and always assumed that at some point I would get something to, remember him by. But as we were chatting, just a couple minutes ago, the question came up of what would you get? And I'm like, oh, maybe something to honor my dad. Until I settled on, a Spider-Man thing. And you, Jeff, laughed, thinking we went from something to remember and memorialize your dad to a Spider-Man logo. Right. So.
But you probably will, and we mentioned this before the show started. You had said it's addictive. So tell me why and how you feel about that.
Well, I have a tattoo on my other leg. It's a Bee Gees tattoo. I'm a huge Bee Gees fan. And when I got that one, it was like, oh, okay, now what do I get next? And you're talking about, filling up the sleeves and stuff. I imagine myself maybe one day getting a sleeve on my leg of different Bee Gees inspired things. But yeah, I don't know if it's, chemically whatever endorphins get released when you get it done, or if it's me. I'm a creative person. I enjoy expressing art or showing love of things. So having something like this done is kind of an extension of that.
Is that pretty much whatever people say, Devyn?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the general consensus. They just want to memorialize things.
Devyn, where are you from?
I'm actually from Greensburg, but I live in Mount Pleasant now.
And your family still is in the Greensburg area?
We're kind of spread out, but my parents are still in Greensburg.
Do your parents have tattoos?
No.
Did your parents ever think about getting a tattoo?
My dad actually has been bugging me for one. There you go. So I'm going to have to give in and give him one soon.
And you have children, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, I have 3.
Your children have tattoos?
Not yet. No one's 18 yet. I'm making them wait.
And what have you thought about? Are you going to let them get what they want, or are you going to guide them to a certain way?
Of course I'm going to guide them for the most part. I've seen a lot of bad decisions come through here, so I don't want them to be the next. And obviously they'll take my advice. They've known this is my thing for a long time, so nothing new.
Jeff, if you were to get a tattoo, what would you get and where would you get it?
If I was to get a tattoo, I would get my daughter, her name, and I have a granddaughter, which I would want to do a show sometime on. And she was actually born on my birthday. So I have a strong connection with my granddaughter in that respect. So to I don't know, to honor her, to show that I love her, I would probably do a tattoo with my daughter and my granddaughter.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Chelsea Rittenauer here, your host for Music Talks. You can find my show and other local favorites like Challenge Accepted, The Jeff and Jerry Show, and Around the Town right here on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Oh, I hear a buzzing sound.
That's the machine.
How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels like somebody's sticking a needle repeatedly into my leg.
Okay, that sounds good.
Good, that's what it should feel like.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Then it's right.
You feel like passing out yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Jeff, you gotta watch bumping the table there, buddy. You can put your arm there, just don't put it down too
Well,
high.
I understand. I'll leave it off because I can't guarantee I'm going to remember that.
Very important to be still when getting tattooed.
We can just redo
That's what
it.
everybody does.
We can just redo it.
Right, right. Well, then you'll have reason for the removal. And the show on the removal.
Now, if you were to rank the pain, you know how you go to a doctor or a hospital and they say,
Yeah.
what's the pain scale? So 1 being, I can barely feel it. 10 being, I feel like passing out. What's the pain scale on a tattoo?
Oh, well, this is probably a good 4 right now.
And is that because of where he's getting it at?
He's not getting it in a hard spot. This isn't a terrible spot. I guess I should say it's not a terribly sensitive spot.
Like the rib cage is, isn't it?
Oh yes, that's a very sensitive spot.
Yeah, that's probably where I'd get one in a rib cage because I My pain tolerance is probably a 10.
I'm sure.
Although we're not going to do that, I just wanted to let the public know. But I want to add a segment to the show. And Jerry and I did this, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year where I would try to stump Jerry with questions and he would try to guess the questions. So today, we're going to add a new segment to each show called Stump David. So what I'm going to do is, on honor of tattoos, I have 2 questions for you, Dave. They're all about tattoos. So, Devyn, you can't answer these.
Oh, okay.
So, the first question. Tattoos are known and done all over the world. What percentage of people in each country, and I only need the top 3 countries, what percentage gets the most tattoos?
What percentage of
What country? What country has the most percentage of tattoos all over the world? So I'm looking for countries. I'm looking for the top 3 countries.
Okay.
Is that blood?
No, it's red ink.
Okay, I thought maybe it was blood. I was going to show it to the camera.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look. Okay, what countries
Top 3.
see now you're gonna expose my ignorance of
No.
countries.
No, because
Is like Polynesia or
no, these are relatively popular countries. These are popular countries.
popular as in the people who live there?
You'd know.
Country?
No, that you'd know the name. It's not like some country that is obscure.
Okay. I don't. I'll say United States. Are they in the top 3?
United States is in the top 3.
Okay. And so I'm naming the 3, or I'm giving you.
If you could name me the 3, that would be good.
All right, so United States. I'm gonna guess Australia.
And that is not correct. I'll give you one more guess.
Mexico.
No. Italy.
What?
Italy. 48% of the people have tattoos. Sweden. 47% of the people have tattoos. And USA, 46%.
Wow.
I thought that was interesting. Okay. Now, last question. Who gets more tattoos, men or women?
Again, this is probably something that is switched.
And I believe this is United States.
Okay. I'll say women.
You are correct. You know what percentage?
92%.
No. 40% of the women get tattoos. 36% of the men. Yeah. So, the same kind of score Jerry had. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But you're a good sport. But
You're showing your age here.
Yeah.
Those kids be sitting for hours like that.
they got a smiley face on it now.
What, you didn't want me to make them happy?
A smile.
I thought he looked too mean.
What's the longest you spent working on somebody straight through?
I usually try to cap at 4 hours, simply because I'm not as young as I used to be. Like I said, I've been an artist, all my life, so my hand can't handle as much as it used to.
I'll wait till my wife sees this show.
Right?
She doesn't know you're getting a tattoo today?
No.
Well, I thought maybe you talked to her about it a little bit.
When do you guys air it?
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be too long to try to hide a tattoo. I mean, maybe.
Well, does he need to,
Yeah, what's the
you
aftercare?
have to wrap it, right?
Yes, I'm going to wrap you up once we're done here. And you're just going to leave that on for an hour or so. Once you take that off, you want to let some warm, soapy water run on it. No need to get harsh or anything. Just let that warm, soapy water run on it. Once you get it nice and clean, go ahead and let it kind of air dry or maybe even pat dry. Again, nothing too harsh. And then you just want to start with a nice thin layer of Aquaphor. Not too much, you don't want to suffocate it. Just enough to make it shiny. And then you're just going to repeat that process 3-4 times a day for the next 2 weeks at least. So clean, dry, Aquaphor. Clean, dry, Aquaphor.
So now that that area has gone more numb as she's doing it, it's hurting less and less. So on the pain scale...
I don't feel a thing. I'm surprised, Devyn. I don't feel a thing.
That's absolutely a thing, people going numb. Because I think your body starts kicking in its defenses, you know what I mean?
How many needles are on that?
This particular one in my hand has 11.
Is that a standard?
There's all different kinds that perform different duties. So there's ones called liners where the needles are bunched in a circular group.
Closer together.
Yeah, and there's ones called shaders, which are needles more fanned out. So there's different configurations, different numbers.
So it's easier then.
Exactly. Hey, I'll take whatever tools I can get.
It's like a painter who has a brush
Exactly.
that's fanned out, and it's a painter who has a brush that...
It is exactly like that.
See that? You thought I just was a borough manager.
Oh no, I knew, Jeff.
Good answer.
And thinking about getting this tattoo for television, I probably shouldn't have picked a only red tattoo because it's going to look like a giant bloody mess that she's doing.
I wanted you to scream a little bit. Yeah. I said, is that blood?
Pretend like it hurts.
Yeah.
Armstrong has a history of being engaged in the areas where we provide service. One of these ways is through breaking bread. Food insecurity affects over 12 million children and 5 million seniors nationwide, putting them at risk for chronic health conditions. We're taking a four-prong approach to fighting hunger by collecting donations, volunteering time, donating money, and raising awareness. Visit armstrongonewire.com/breakingbread to find a list of community feeding programs in your area.
Who is it? Is it The Simpsons or Seinfeld? Mark, you're up first. Are you ready? Hey everybody, this is Jeff from the Stuff I Never Knew Trivia Game Show, and we are looking for contestants for future episodes. If you'd like to play trivia here on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, head over to stuffineverknew.com, click Be a Player, fill out the short form, and we'll get you on a future episode. Hope to see you in the hot seat.
That is correct. You are correct. You are wrong. You are wrong. That is correct.
I'll tell you what. Devyn, I'm impressed.
Thanks. Get you cleaned up too.
David, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
With you.
Oh.
He's impressed all around.
I'm impressed with both of you. Now, what's that?
Just an antibacterial soap.
I don't know, are those the things you learned just with experience, or?
Well,
it's just protocol, yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I did an apprenticeship, and that, taught me a lot about how to do things, even all things outside of tattooing, like cleanup and such. I'm also bloodborne pathogen certified, so that's important. And like I said, it's not required in Pennsylvania, but that's a good course to learn how to clean up.
Right. Now, will that bleed?
Not really. Nope, that's about it. What do you think? It looks pretty tight.
It does. I like it a lot.
Okay, well, now that David has his tattoo and Devyn did a wonderful job, look at the professionalism and the quality of work. David, what do you think?
I'm ecstatic. I loved it. So.
Devyn, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
So,
Just what I wanted. Yeah. Just what I wanted 20 minutes ago whenever I walked in the door.
so all the Spider-Man fans, they'll be here. You're going to be the new Spider-Man person, girl.
Yeah, if you want a nice Spider-Man 2099 tattoo, come to Mount Pleasant. See Devyn. She'll hook you up.
Dude, I'd love to do all the Spider-Man tattoos.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, for the Jeff and Jerry show, I hope you enjoyed watching David get the tattoo. I know I did, and it didn't hurt as much as I thought. We'll see you again next time. We're going to do a show about waterfalls. I think David's going to be in a barrel. We're going to let him go over the waterfall.
He's just going to start volunteering me for all of this stuff.
What did this guy do here?
Now that I know that David has a little bit of adventurous about him.
I thought I was just coming here to turn on a camera.
Right.
He does.